Hey everybody, welcome back. So what you're seeing here is just the end of today's session. It went really well. Probably the best session that I've had, which means about a week. So about a week basically of, kind of bad to good sessions, I guess, to finally get a really solid one finally. Often when you start writing, that's typically how it is. It takes a while, especially after a break, to get kind of the motion going again. Fortunately, and as you can see here, it does come back despite despite how messy it might feel in the process. It does, the magic does come back to you, which is good. Reason why I'm showing the end of the session though is because I did have probably my first real big breakthrough on this project, at least since I've started vlogging this new project, which is I have now more or less settled on a voice. The going into this project, one of the biggest items I've wanted to figure out, especially in kind of like this early pass through, is getting a feel for the voice, getting a feel for how I want my narrator sound like. And more than just how they sound, I also needed to kind of figure out how I want them to address the audience. How are they going to deliver the story? It's a close first person, which I knew ahead of time, but they are telling a tale. So this is not just simply a story just told from the first person perspective. They are addressing an audience. Think of something like Salinger's Catcher in the Rye, where the narrator is addressing the audience personally from a mental asylum, right? In this case, the story is going to be addressed personally to you, the reader, which is something I was debating. I have entire sections and chapters written where it's a lot more generic, and I have other chapters where it's written way more specifically to the audience, and that is basically my decision now to kind of stick with a unique voice and then a unique delivery to the audience. What you're actually seeing right now, and this is why I kind of filmed the end of the video for you guys, is me just scribbling down a note, just telling myself, just kind of a reminder. So this is just a reminder of how I want the voice to sound, and to kind of keep that in mind. I'm probably going to stick it on my back wall there just to remember, but it's going to be close first person, and the voice is going to be very down home, very country, very much almost like an old timey sort of voice. It's pretty unique. Again, it's one of those things where I've used kind of language back and forth between kind of a more educated language and a more kind of like down home country bumpkin style, cadence and speech. And at this point, I'm putting my flag. I'm planting the flag. We are going with the country bumpkin sort of narrative, sort of voice here. So this was it. This was huge for me. This was like, it sounds kind of stupid, maybe even obvious given the story and what I'm writing about. But, yeah. Today was good. It was something I was putting off. When you write, you often tend to avoid the most important things, and this was certainly one of those important things. We've solidified it though, which is awesome. And, so I'll sign off here. Back to the keyboard tomorrow.